Hey guys, Eric from the future here. Before you watch this video, just please be aware that it's a bit rambly and sometimes my thoughts go a little off the end. So if you're not into more just freeform, rambly type things, I do read some notes that I made. But if you're not into rambling or just someone off script talking, then you might want to skip this video. Otherwise, enjoy. Greetings everyone, Eric here, and welcome back to another video. The Outer Worlds, a game that, well, was a little bit polarizing on when it released. It was made by Obsidian, the people behind the very loved Fallout New Vegas, and it came out with a lot of hype. And there was kind of you had your three groups. You had your people who loved it. You had your opposite end of people who thought that it was a huge disappointment. And then you had kind of your people in the middle who enjoyed the game, enjoyed the content, and of course, didn't think that it was the best thing. They didn't think it was like they didn't go into the overhype. They just kind of enjoyed the game and were kind of down the middle of it being a pretty good game. If you want to know my thoughts, I'm kind of in the middle, but slightly towards loving the game. I absolutely love the universe that this game created. I love a lot of the characters when it comes to like personalities. The dialogue is very fun. A lot of times there's a lot of good humor. A lot of the same stuff that you find in the Fallout series with a little bit of the sarcasm, the parody of a lot of kind of things, and just the overall humor I really enjoyed. And I like that the game basically didn't pull any punches, and it basically kept itself in this universe that clearly was messed up, had a lot of issues, had a lot of manipulation, basically brainwashing of a lot of the people. But yeah, that like I really enjoyed the game. And so I was very excited that there was going to be some DLC. And the DLC launched, and I was ever so fortunate to get a key for the DLC by Private Division. And so yeah, I got a chance to play it. I was gonna buy it no matter what, but I'm just really glad that I was able to get a key. So I just wanted to be upfront that I got the key for free. However, I'm not being paid to say anything. So these are all my thoughts. To start off, the DLC Peril in Gorgon. I love the overall kind of. It gives me that like comic book kind of 60s radio show kind of vibe, like with the way they kind of launched with the trailer. And you can check the trailer out on YouTube. It's really cool. I really like the vibe. But yeah, basically, there are some prerequisites before you start the game, before you start the DLC. But first off, I guess to kind of give you a concept of where I'm coming from, I'm going to be approaching this game as an artist. So a lot of my viewpoints are going to be probably mostly about the visuals, but also about the writing, music, stuff like that. But gameplay for me, I'll come out and say is pretty much what I expect from AAA RPG shooter. But I'll get into that later. Basically, to start this DLC, at the very least, you have to have done or finished the radio-free Monarch quest. That was the only prerequisite that I was told. If there are anything else, then you'll probably find that out. But that was the main quest that I knew I had to complete. Thankfully, I had already completed the main game, and I had actually had some saves from before I completed the game. unfortunately, well, again, I'll get into some stuff later. According to their notes, that this game is designed for multiple playthroughs with multiple endings and a bunch of side content. So definitely the developers are encouraging you to play multiple times to get a bunch of stuff. Just a little note here. As of recording this audio, I have yet to actually do the end of the game. Like, I am probably right at the ending of the game. Like, I am right there. I'm down to where I'm gonna have to make a decision on kind of where I want the ending to go. At least that's what it's coming out, kind of making it seem like it's going to be doing. But I was just really excited, and I wanted to get this done because I know that once I finish the game, I'm probably going to do a lot. I'm probably going to play it maybe a couple times or not. It depends on my mood. But I wanted to get this done while I still had kind of the fresh feelings for the game, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually finish the game. So I just wanted to give you a lot of my first impressions and thoughts on it so far, which will hopefully let you, I guess, give you an idea on if you would like to play it yourself. So yeah, first off, I'm going to talk about the visuals. The visuals of the new content look wonderful. I'm kind of like going over some notes. So the visuals look awesome. I love the visuals. I've always loved the visual for this game. It has this strangeness to the graphics. Like, the colors are very vibrant at times, very saturated at times, but it always has this kind of grimy feel. Like it feels like a universe that has a lot of beauty, but also has this weird haze of corruption that things are not quite right. And I feel that it works for this universe. It works for the tone. So yeah, for a visual aspect, a lot of stuff looks really good. The only thing I would critique on is that there are a lot of times where it just feels too much like the base game. Obviously with graphical stuff, it's going to be hard to avoid that because the graphical style is going to be the same, but it would have been nice to have a little bit more, I guess, uniqueness. But at the same time, it's still very beautiful to look at, and I love the layouts and designs of Gorgon itself. The main quest itself, when you start it, I'm going to be spoiling like kind of the very, very start of this quest, like how it starts. So I won't go into any spoilers much after that. This is just the start of the game. The main quest starts with a random delivery, which involves a wonderfully campy delivery call, which as well, it's just a really fun call. I love the conversation.
I certainly shall. I have an exceedingly short memory. I'm sending a technician over to deliver your parcel. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures. They dispense 3 complimentary spritzes of Anti-Cleo's Citrus Squirt Air Freshener. That's the HPS touch for you, Captain Hawthorne. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
Like I said, I love the dialogue in these games, or in this series. So yeah, comes with a campy delivery call, as well as a severed arm holding a phonograph with a message from one Lucky Montoya, an old friend of Captain Hawthorne. If you don't know, or if you don't remember, Captain Hawthorne is the original owner of the Unreliable, which is the ship you're on, who was accidentally killed when your pod was jettisoned from the Hope area colony ship, and it happened to land on him. So, but yeah, so it's basically for Captain Hawthorne, who you are taking basically the name of. But anyway, you listen to the message with your crew. And then Ada, which is the AI, will tell you a little bit about Lucky, that kind of thing, and then also tell you the coordinates that Lucky was giving in his message. The message is basically saying that he found a big job, he kind of got in over his head, and he's pretty sure that he's going to die, and so he wanted to pass it on to you, or to Alex Hawthorne, or to take over. So very interesting. So now you get to take it over, and so you are directed towards a mansion near Gorgon, which is Gorgon is kind of a asteroid thing, or like a big meteor, and then right near that, floating around it, is another little piece of that meteor that has a mansion on it, which is owned by one Minnie Ambrose, or Ambrose. You get to go to this mansion, and you get to meet Minnie, and you get to have a absolutely lovely conversation. I love the dialogue. I can't say that enough. I love the dialogue.
You certainly paint a picture, and I'm certainly intrigued. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass. To Gorgon. To Gorgon. May cosmic winds shepherd her to the nearest star.
And she tells you that she was the one who hired Lucky to retrieve something off of Gorgon. And so now it is being offered to you, the player, to basically go to Gorgon and retrieve this thing that she wants. And of course, while you're there, you figure out there's whole lots of stuff going on. A lot of shady stuff went down, and you are just caught in the middle of a lot of stuff. So I don't want to go too far into that. But so to go in without any spoilers about the story, I think that the story, at least from what I've gotten so far, is pretty decent. It is a pretty standard story, but it has a lot of fun things about it that I really enjoyed. So like overall, I'm still having fun. But to kind of give you a reference, the way it's turning out with some of its twists and ending bits, I found myself able to relatively predict a lot of this stuff, because eventually you meet a non-spoiler, quote, mysterious figure who wants to stop you from doing what you're doing on Gorgon. And I was able to kind of figure out who it was pretty early. But maybe that was just my lucky guess, who knows, but I was pretty sure who it was and what the end decisions were going to be. And from what I was able to get so far, it seems like I've been right so far on the way that this is turning out, on how it's going to end. That's a little disappointing, but at the same time, I've been having enough fun with the characters and the environment that I'm mostly willing to overlook it. The combat, as I said earlier, I would get to. The combat is the same combat from the game, from the base game, which I'm fine with. I feel like it could have been a little better. There are a lot of things I didn't use, especially when it comes to like weaponry and leveling. Felt how should I say? I never felt like I was leveling quick enough to really keep up with like the way or maybe it was just that the way the damage output was working just made me feel like I was always just at the level I needed to be. But because the weapons customization wasn't really that vast, especially for like looks, it always felt like I had my 3 main guns that were just the guns that I would use. Like I would have 3 or 4 main guns that were for different situations, and then that was it. I rarely ever swap those guns out for another gun unless it was a rare variant of that exact same gun, which looked the same. So there could have been a little bit more weapon variants or customization. but the actual combat itself felt fine. The weird like time ability I found myself like never using, even though it's cool, but I like never used it. So maybe a better way of implementing that would have been nice. But that's all still base game stuff. Obviously, the DLC is just going to carry over from there. There are some new weapons, I believe. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what they are, because a lot of the new weapons I found on Gorgon were kind of just variants or like legendary or rare variants of the same weapons I've already been using. So maybe I've just so far have missed some of the like new weapons, like new models or something, but so far I have not come across any unique ones that I'm aware of. So that's a little disappointing. The characters. Now, the personalities of the characters, the dialogue, the voice acting is phenomenal. I love the voice acting in this game. All the voice actors are clearly enjoying their roles and having fun with it and really putting a lot of effort into what they're doing. The character models, they feel weird because they all seem like character models that weren't handmade. They feel like they were made in engine, like in the custom character creator that you get to use. So that's a little weird. Not a lot of the characters look unique enough for me to go, yeah, that character is that character. I would never mistake them for someone else. But overall, you know, that's just one of those things that I wish they would do. Maybe if they make a second game, they'll actually handcraft some characters. That way characters look more unique. Because I do like the visuals. I do like the character creation, and I do like the characters' looks, but you just start to see too much copy-paste because it looks like they were generated in the game's custom character creator. So, yeah, I'm a little torn on that, but overall, I still was able to enjoy a lot of the things and a lot of the characters. So, yeah, what can I say? Like, the game was really fun still. Maybe just the way I play and what I was expecting made it easier for me to get into. Maybe my style of playing or the type of games I like, it just happened to work for me. So I definitely can understand, coming from having played a lot of the 3D Fallout games. New Vegas is one of my favorites of the three 3D games, the ones after the original two. I never played the original two, but I have like watched an entire playthrough of each of those games by people who I really like. It's just not my style of gameplay. So yeah, gameplay wise is fine, but I can completely understand why someone would have some disappointments. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. So definitely leave comments below on what you guys thought of the base game, of what you guys, if you have played this DLC, I want to know your guys' thoughts on the DLC. I'm definitely going to continue enjoying this game. I can't wait to do even more of the side quests. They're very standard side quests for the most part. Nothing to write home about, but anything to keep me running around in this universe is fine by me for now. But hopefully in the next DLC or expansion, hopefully they add a lot more uniqueness to it. That's definitely going to be needed if they want to keep players in this series. And then hopefully everything they learned from this and the expansions will hopefully allow us to get a second, like official sequel or something to give us more in this universe, but also take it further and give us more of what we would like to see as the games and story progresses. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you haven't played the DLC. Are you going to try it out? In the background, I've had some gameplay from me playing, just random things that I was playing during streams and such. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please give it the thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends. If you would like to keep up with my content and would like to see more of my stuff, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell notification, because YouTube's notification sucks, so you might as well hit the bell. That way you actually get notified when I make a video. Link in the description where you can pick up the game and all that kind of stuff, as well as all my social media links as well. So yeah, Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.